I realized I've never actually told the story of how my love for thrifting and vintage actually started on here. If you're new here, hi, my name is Chelsea, and I am a vintage thrifting secondhand lover through and through. I just spent my weekend at the Vogue Vintage Market, and I realized I've told the story in interviews, through personal connections, but never to you guys. The year is 2007. My family and I are freshly moved back to New York from the Dominican Republic, and most of my family from my mom's side relocated to Florida while we came all the way to New York. For background, I am from New York, spent most of my childhood in the Dominican Republic, and then came back when I was 13. So one time, my family is getting ready to visit the larger extended family down in Florida when all of a sudden my grandma tells me and my mom, "I'm gonna take you guys to my Victoria's Secret when you come down here." Of course, my mother and I are like, "Excuse me? What is a 70-something-year-old talking about taking us to Victoria's Secret? Did she fall into a cult? Like, what is going on?" Mind you, my grandma is like straight-laced, traditional woman, very like bingo is like her idea of fun, like just generally chill person. So that was a little bit shocking to us. Anyway, the day finally comes. We are visiting them down in Brandon, Florida, and we're like, okay, show us your Victoria's Secret. Mind you, my mom and I were ready to like pull my grandmother out of whatever weird situation she had gotten herself into. But lo and behold, we get in her car, she starts driving, exits her complex, makes a left, another left, and we were at her local Goodwill. Now, I had some idea as to what secondhand shopping was. My mother literally was a regular at the Salvation Army in our early days back in New York, but I never experienced the secondhand shopping thrill firsthand until that moment. I was instantly hooked. I felt like I had stepped into Disneyland. Like that thrifting high that you sometimes hear about, I felt that times 10. I just couldn't fathom how people were getting rid of such amazing, cool, interesting things, and I was lucky enough to grab them. Like I was lucky enough to take them home. It became our tradition that anytime we visited our family down in Florida, we had to hit up my grandma's local Victoria's Secret, and little by little we started exploring other thrift stores as well. It became a thing for my mother and I to look up our local thrift stores up north and just see what was out there. And from that point on, it was decided we were definitely secondhand vintage lovers. Now, of course, as I started to get older and life got more busy, I just didn't have the time to thrift as often as I wanted to until the pandemic came and gave us all a lot more time back, and I sort of rediscovered my love for thrifting once the store started opening up again, of course. I started sharing more of that journey online and posting about it on here. That pretty much brings us up to speed with where we are now, sharing my love for thrifting and vintage with you all.